And somebody made a good point to me. They were like, they don't code switch for us. Why do we need to always learn their language and they don't learn any of ours?
Yeah. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Afronomics podcast.
Wait, I love the way you introduced it, given the topic. Continue.
What?
Continue. Actually, you do it your way, and then I'm gonna do it again too, just to introduce the topic.
Hello, everybody. Hey. Actually, no. Let's run with that. Let's run with that.
And what's crazy is we laughed at the exact same.
Everybody
thing.
did. Yeah. Let's do it. Hey, everyone. It's a pleasure to have you guys on the show today. Welcome to the Afronomics podcast. I'm your host, Sita Dambuya.
And I'm your host, Llewellyn Dixon.
It's a great day, Llewellyn, isn't it?
It is a great day, my friend.
Appreciate you being here.
Yes, really sir. Yes, sir. Cut and print. Beautiful guys. Dynamite. Doom. All right, y'all. What's up? It's the Afronomics podcast. We back. What's up?
What up? We in a bit. What it do, folks?
You think they're gonna get the reference when I said, "All right, cut and print, dynamite"?
Yeah, I mean, we got some people in their 40s that watch this show, so yeah, they'll get it. We got some people in their 40s on this show. Anyway, we got a great episode. Of course, as you can see, there's no guests here, so it's just me and Llewellyn today.
Y'all,
that's all, folks.
Wow. These youngins are mad disrespectful.
Man.
Young bucks.
I heard.
Bro just turned 30. You one of us now, bro.
I'm still big bro.
Nah, you are
I'm big
you
bro.
30.
I'm big bro.
You was just cracking. Your leg was cracking just by existing.
You know what's cracking?
What?
Your lips, nigga.
I use lip balm. Thank you very much. What is happening?
Anyway, we got a great episode today. Forgot the topic. Before we gonna get into the intro is gonna make sense once I talk about the topic of the episode. But before we get into that, we gonna go through our favorite segment, Walla.
Walla.
Yeah. Okay. So the topic for the day. I think it's a pretty chill one. It's nothing too crazy. The topic is, I want to know. I feel like some people won't really.
I'm scared.
Agree with this. It's nothing crazy, but I want to. What movie sequel is better than the original?
Bad Boys 2.
Bad Boys 2
is better than Bad Boys 1.
With Gabrielle Union.
Bad Boys 2 with Gabrielle Union and Johnny Tapia is better than Bad Boys 1. Easy. Hands down.
The fact that you use her real name and his character name.
Because nobody knows his name.
His
name is Johnny Tapia.
I guess he got killed at the movie and that was it. And he just never
his
showed up.
His death was crazy.
Yeah.
My man said, shoom, boom.
Yeah, the landmine. Really? I mean, I've only seen Bad Boys 2 like maybe a couple times.
That's one of my favorite movies.
Really?
I can actually tell you the entire movie. I can quote the entire movie as it's going on.
Okay. Bad Boys 2 you think was better. Any other options?
What's a 2 that I know of more than the 1? It's going to be mad random. I don't know why this is in my head because I haven't thought about this movie in forever. Free Willy. Nobody remembers Free Willy 1. And I'm going to tell you why Free Willy 2 is more popular, is better, is because Michael Jackson is on the soundtrack. That's where Hold Me Like the River Jordan.
This man said Free Willy.
Free Willy.
I've never seen Free Willy. Like
exactly,
never.
But you've seen Free Willy too.
No, I've never seen either one.
Why not? Michael Jackson is on the soundtrack.
Why not? Why not? That's a question you got. Why have I not seen Free Willy 2?
Why are y'all like this?
Incredibly random. Free Willy 2 is wild.
Oh, also Ocean's 12. I think Ocean's 12 is better than Ocean's 11, personally.
Let me see. Which one was Ocean's 12?
That's the one in the casino. And one of my favorite
Weren't
lines.
they all in casinos?
Well, Yeah, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're right. That's the one where they were. Oh crap, I forgot. This is how I remember. This is how I remember it because at the very end,
Who was the target? Who was the bad guy?
Ocean's 12 is when the boss they hit in Ocean's 1 comes back and finds all of them. And
Oh,
all of them
Andy
is wrong.
Garcia.
Yeah.
Andy Garcia was who they hit the first time. He
Yeah.
came
He
back,
comes back and finds
and he's the 12th person.
yeah.
And then who do they hit that time though?
But I don't. But there's a line that
Oh,
he says.
that was the one with the French. The French they
Yes.
stole from a museum, and they were competing against the other thief, and then he stole the Fabergé egg, but it happened to be the replica that they had already.
And at the
That
end,
I think that one was
Yes.
better. Yeah, that
and
one was better.
I think that's the one at the end where he said, I know all the same people. He said, I'm gonna get you for this. He said, I know all the same people you know, and they like me better. That's hard.
Yeah, no, that is a good one. All right, to me, I like Rush Hour 2 better than first Rush Hour.
Wait, Rush Hour 1.
Rush Hour 1 is the
is-
little girl. Push the goddamn button. You know, that's Rush Hour
No.
1.
I was laughing because what he would say, so young, every time.
I say this quote all the time from that movie. Tell your friends about me. When Chris Tucker he beat up some dude. I think when he was trying to get the girl back, and then after he knocked him out, he's like, "Tell your friends about me."
Yeah,
I say that all the time. Like if I kill a bug, I'm like, "Tell your friends about." I say that all the time.
2 is when 1 was when Jackie came here. 2 is when he went to you're right. 2 is better than 1.
Yeah, I like 2, and that's the one with the video. and then there's the girl is like, he's watching. That's the one with Don Cheadle too.
That's the one with the
Kung Fu Kenny.
Yeah.
Kung Fu Kenny.
Yeah. That's a good
Yeah.
That's
I think Rush Hour 2 is
Rush
better
Hour
than
2
Rush
is
Hour 1.
definitely better than Rush Hour 1.
Another.
These are all action movies. I'm just realizing, except for Free Willy. That's action and Free Willy. We're not gonna forget that one. I don't know why it was in my head.
Free Willy is wild.
Listen,
I did not see that.
Michael
coming.
Jackson was on the soundtrack, so
You
therefore
keep
it wins.
saying that. Nobody heard the soundtrack because who the
Yes,
hell watched
they
the movie?
did. You were just young when it came out. You were incubating.
What was this, like 80s?
1994 or 5 or something like that.
Oh, it's
You're supposed to be older than me. You're supposed to be on my side.
supposed to be.
I never seen Willy 2 either. I seen Willy 1 though. I never seen Willy Free Willy 2 though.
Okay.
I had the little. Thank you. See,
I came out in 95. Next Friday.
y'all think next Friday's better than original Friday?
Yeah, next Friday.
So I say as a.
Hangover 2
Hangover-
is just
no.
it's the same movie.
Hangover 2, no.
Hangover 2
was
is the same movie.
Next Friday, I'm conflicted because I do think I like Next Friday. I like Next Friday, but
Count
Friday
my money
is a
or
Friday
talk
is
to
the culture.
honeys.
Friday is the culture.
Count my green.
Friday 1 is the
or
that
get in between those titties. Count my riches. Party with bitches. With the big titties.
No more locked doors. No more locked doors. Gracias.
Next Friday was good. Oh, this is kind of random too, but Shrek 2 I think was better than Shrek 1. That's the one where they go into like the Neverland city
Actually,
and
never
Shrek
saw Shrek 2.
looks like human.
I never saw Shrek 2.
Oh, but I think it's better. I'm trying to think. Is there any other movies?
What's the other scene? I'm trying to think of the other scene for next Friday that's funny to me. There's too many. Oh, what's her homegirl with the cookie? He was giving her the cookie. He was luring her with the cookie. In Next Friday. Big girl. When he had the cookie, he was like, "You want a cookie?" And she took it and she was eating and she was breathing mad heavy while she was eating the cookie.
I don't remember that scene.
You know what I'm talking about? Right outside of Pinky's. He was chasing her.
Oh,
She was
yeah.
chasing
Oh,
around the car.
it was like the sister, and then it was like her. Yeah.
And he was trying to get away from. He was like, "You want a cookie?" And she stopped. And he was like, "Here you go." And he gave it to her. She picked it up and she was breathing mad hard.
I remember that scene. I remember that scene. All right, yeah, it's some good movies or
Top
sequels.
Flight
A lot of
Security,
time.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll give you Next Friday.
Yeah, it's not too many.
Next Friday, you're right. Next Friday better than Friday, but Friday is the culture.
I mean, Friday is the classic one. It's like,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
most people seen it.
I'll give you that. That's true. Good job. That's good wahala.
Yeah. Okay. Now we
All
can get
right.
into the
Now
conversation.
we're back to the feature presentation
Regular
for this
schedule
afternoon.
programming. The topic for the day is one I think that a lot of black folks, especially in America, I'm sure in Europe too, that y'all can relate to this. The topic of the day is code switching. Should we do it? Should we not? What are the implications, the ramifications, and all of that?
I'm going to say flat out, should we do it? No. I don't believe in it.
First, let's hear your code switch voice.
Okay. Well, okay. I haven't done one for real in a long time. Let me see. I'll just do my public speaking voice. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Llewellyn Dixon. It is a pleasure to be here with you all this afternoon. That is probably the closest thing to code switching that I get, but that's just me speaking in a way that everybody can.
It's very with proper diction.
Yeah,
You're also from the suburbs of
understand.
Maryland, so
yeah,
it's not like you got a Southern drawl or Atlanta accent. You got
But when the biggest opposite of like code switching for me is like if I switch to like Liberian English, and that's it. That's it. One person did tell me, my homie, we were somewhere, and he was surprised. We went to the hood. And apparently, I was talking to somebody. He was like, "Well, I've never seen you do that before." I said, "What?" He said, "All of a sudden, you sounded hood. You put on a hood accent." I was like, "Did I? I didn't. I don't think I did." He was like, "You sounded different." I was like, "Oh, I guess. I don't think I'm hood. I don't pretend to be from the hood. I'm from the suburbs."
Yeah, I remember I worked for a Fortune 100 company, and I also went to a PWI, and I used to speak like real proper compared to people I grew up with. Decatur,
Mm-hmm.
and
there's Decatur, then there's Decatur.
East Side, and then I got to college, and I didn't realize that I spoke Ebonics because I was more proper than most people I grew up with. Then I got to Georgia Tech, and they're like, "Bro, you slur all your words." Like you to the point it's like, damn, I don't even want to talk in class because it's like you really don't understand it. Like it was bad. Like I think you don't really realize it until you get out of that environment. And it's like I had a roommate. I had three white roommates freshman year, and one of them, like for the rest of college, we didn't live. No, we lived together again junior year, but he would always bring us something. I think like maybe when we first met, he asked like what high school I went to. I was like Sour the Cat, and then he like for the rest of college he'd be like Sour the Cat. Like he would always bring him back up. Like this is how you talk. And I was like, damn, I never thought about it for real because I used to get made fun of for speaking too proper in high school, not realizing that my proper is still like heavy Ebonics.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to the topic of like, should we do it? And
okay, it depends on. I would say it depends on what you're calling code switching and why you're doing it. Because I can speak Liberian English and I can speak. I wouldn't call it. If I'm talking to a general audience of people, I'm going to speak in a way that everybody in the audience can understand what I'm saying. I'm not going to use an accent if I don't have one, and I'm not going to use language or words that would go over their heads because I'm trying to communicate something. So I wouldn't say. I know a lot of times we equate like code switching to like talking white or whatever, but I would say if you are just trying to communicate properly, you speak the standard thing that's across the board. But like if I'm in certain situations or if I'm in a meeting or whatever, I'm not going to like I've heard friends who be on professional meetings, and these are black people, and they'll be on meetings with people, and they'll say like they'll slip up and say joint, and then like they'll go back and be like, oh, and try to cover it. I'm like, nah, I said joint, you said it, let it be what it is. And somebody made a good point to me. They were like, they don't code switch for us. Why do we need to always learn their language and they don't learn any of ours?
Yeah, I was going to say, can they?
I mean, they have language.
I mean,
they have
what,
words.
like bucko and
G Willikers.
Hold your horses, buddy. Like slow your roll, pal.
But I mean, but the fact is, we know those things because they've said them to us. That's not in our normal culture. We know it because they've said it to us. When we talk, you and I can talk and say words that are normal to us. But if a white person was to listen to us, they'd be like, "What is that?" And that's our everyday language.
Yeah.
But now they get to hear what we're talking about. So now they're picking stuff up. It's the same thing.
Yeah, part of that though is like you do kind of want to. All right, as whether you should, I think like it's a part of it is effective communication. You should. One of the key rules of communication is understanding your audience.
Yep.
And so you should tailor your communication to your audience. So that may be a reason to code switch and not use certain lingo. At the same time, I think part of it is also gatekeeping the culture. Because you start saying things and they start wanting to start saying it too, and then all of a sudden now your boss or your coworker talking about spin the block. And it's like you don't even know what the hell that means for real. It's
You
like
just talking,
yeah, you just
trying to sound cool.
Yeah, he's like they start adopting language. It's like when you say it just don't sound right.
Yeah.
Part of it is like that. I mean, I think also we look at it sometimes as like, all right, now it's like this is a watered down version of me. I'm not being my authentic self when I code switch, and in some ways that can be true. And sometimes you should be more unapologetic in how you present yourself in every situation and make them conform to you. But at the same time, sometimes, especially if you're not in control of the situation, like if you're in a corporate environment, then it may be a form of protection, and you don't want to come off a certain way, which could hinder opportunity. Where I can see that side of it, and of course, what we talk about all the time is maybe we don't necessarily need to be in their environments. Maybe we should focus more on being in our environments where we can be our complete selves. And yeah, because then we have ownership of the entire situation. So it's nuance. So,
I'm always conflicted with that, man, because especially we live in a country where there's so many nationalities and ethnicities and all of that, and like I would love unity and everybody being together, whatever, but we don't have the emotional intelligence to really do that for real, and really be accepting of other people's cultures and who they are in the best way. I think the best thing to do, like I always go back and forth between, we should be we are the world and be at peace, everybody be cool. But then also sometimes I'm like, nah, everybody just go to your own separate places and be with each other so you can be at peace and be cool. Because like even having a conversation of having to code switch is an annoying conversation, even thing to have to deal with. And the fact of the matter is every group does not have to deal with having to code switch. In America, and even in certain places in America, the majority is different, because I learned after leaving Atlanta, living in Atlanta, I very rarely had to think about code switching, because most of the people I'm doing business with are black, and if I am talking to white people or whatever, it's a basic understanding, like we're all here in this predominantly black city doing stuff, and I didn't really feel the need to have to code switch. Moving out of this city and doing business in another city and talking to and it's a city that's very white and not as black as Atlanta is, I found myself having to think about, dang, do I need to start doing that? But I haven't. It's not in my DNA to do so. So I'm just me.
yeah.
So I even hate the fact that it even has to be a conversation of should we code switch or why we code switch and stuff like that, because it doesn't. Like you said, it feels like you are being disingenuous to who you are and what you're doing, but you still have a goal to get accomplished. So it's like, dang, do I put myself aside, or let somebody else now speak for me, to get the goal accomplished, or do I just be myself and just hope for the best?
Yeah, and I think the environment determines a lot of that, because I've been an entrepreneur like 3 years, and entrepreneurship versus corporate is it's a lot more results driven. It's very much like, if you can add value to my business, I don't give a damn if you dress this way or talk this way, like unless the way you're dressing or talking is going to actively be a detriment to what I'm trying to do, I could care less.
Yep.
So in my space, I don't code switch that much. Like I speak Ebonics, and I'm very active on LinkedIn, and I'm in commercial real estate, which is very much dominated by older white men.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had sometimes people would be like, maybe you should present yourself this way online. And I'm like, I don't got to do none of that. I don't got to do that shit. Like, I have no issues making friends and connecting and collaborating. I think sometimes it be in your head. In corporate environments, I can see they are a little more, you know,
Everybody's a robot.
yeah, a little more like you
Carbon
got to do
copy
it
of
this
each
way
other.
and this
Yeah.
way, and there's just a little more of a facade when it comes to corporate. But when you're doing business person to person, a lot of times they don't. It's like they know that I'm young black from Atlanta. Like they not gonna expect me to do certain things. I got a damn sleeve. Like you might be able to expect that. Yeah, he's probably not like these other guys out here. So I think sometimes this stuff be in your head, and what's even more the more downside of the negative side of code switching is if you do it so much, it it creates distance between you and like the culture. And then it's like think about it. I'm in commercial real estate. I wanted to be in commercial real estate when I was in high school. And, you know, I had these, you know, perceptions of what somebody was like in that space. So it's like if you grow up in a certain area, like where I grew up, you're like a certain way. And then you can grow up or meet somebody that was just like you, but now they've code switched so much that they're unidentifiable. Like I can't even see myself in him. This dude is 30, he's successful, he's in this industry, but now he doesn't present himself in a way. And I'm not saying you gotta be hood or anything like that, but like when you done code switch so much that it's like I can't even relate to you,
Yep.
then it's hard for me to see myself in that position. And I'm like, can I even go down that path? Can I be that person? Because now you so far removed from the culture and how you carry yourself. So I think that's one of the negative sides of it.
I used to work with somebody who's the perfect example of that. He's born and raised in the Caribbean, and he moved here when he was like 12 years old, so old enough that his accent should be permanent. Moved here when he was 12 years old, and he admitted to me, black man to black man in this majority white environment, that he had over time purposely, because you know, I get excited, you know, I like food. So he told me he was Caribbean. I didn't even realize he was Caribbean because of how he spoke. He told me he was Caribbean, so I got excited about food or whatever. And I said, I laughed. I was like, I was like, you don't have an accent. I was like, I bet when you get angry, the accent comes out, because that's what happens to me. African comes out. And he was like, actually, no, like I worked to get rid of my accent. And I was like, what? How? How?
That takes some severe linguistics training.
Bruh.
Or something
Like if you listen to him talk now, there's nothing. You can't tell. You can't tell where he's from. And he just sounds like he's 100% American. And I watched in our interactions, I watched him watch me and start to see and like figure out, dang, how do I essentially come back to myself after I've washed my identity away? How do I, because he would actually start to ask me stuff like that. Like, how do you like navigate being yourself in these spaces? I'm like, bruh, I ain't got no choice.
Just do it.
I literally just don't have a choice. I'm just me. And I saw, and I'm like, dang, you have separated yourself so much from your culture. You actually have to ask somebody how to get back home. That's part of the reason why I'm like, I can't do it. Like you talk about having a sleeve. I did. One of our partners that I used to work with here in Atlanta, he inspired the heck out of me, and I told him, this brother is a very influential executive at a major Fortune 500 company. And our very first Zoom call, it was me, him, and two white people on the Zoom call. He had on a short sleeve shirt, and he's light skinned, so you can see the sleeve, and he was himself. No code switching, nothing. White people had on a suit and tie or whatever on the thing. I had on a polo or whatever. He's himself. He's also, at the time, I was the lowest on the totem pole on the Zoom call. Everybody else was higher level executives and stuff. And this brother's running the call and doing what he had to do. I told him he inspired me to quite literally never do the whole actively trying to code switch or be outside of myself. I'm not going to, like you said, if we are having a conversation or trying to communicate with somebody, I'm going to do what I have to do to communicate with the crowd, because I need to get my message across. But I'm not going to change who I am in the moment. Like if anybody was to ever hear me preach or do public speaking, you literally might get all versions of my personality in that one presentation.
Yeah.
You will get my, depending on what the crowd is, you'll get my vocabulary that's a little bit more advanced. You will get my chill personality that I have on the mic now. You might even get some Liberian English. I spoke Liberian English in front of my Emory University crowd when I preached one time to get a point across, because that's me. So it's just, I think it's just using wisdom of making sure that you are really true to yourself, but it's like I said, using the wisdom of saying, I'm not going to, I want to still get my point across, but still just not lose myself.
It's nuance.
Not lose myself.
Yeah, and it's the situation because it's like we learn language and how to speak and communicate within context. We don't learn it in a silo. So like, I grew up in Atlanta where I would have like a stronger Atlanta accent, but my mom is an immigrant, my aunt's, immigrant. So when they spoke English, it was pure, like the Queen's English, very proper. So I didn't learn Ebonics in the house. It wasn't until I started going to school with other kids that grew up in Atlanta where I started learning. Yeah. So like I could always switch back and forth because like in the house when I first initially my first language was when I was in Freetown, and that's when I first started talking. So I first started speaking Creole. But
that's your first language, for real?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because I moved there when I was 1, and then came back when I was 2, and I was talking by then.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, and at home like it was English, it was proper English. Then like Ebonics in school, a lot of times talking with classmates. So like if you see me speaking on a topic that's a little more like professional, it'll tend to be a little more like, proper English. But if I like getting roasted nigga, then it's gonna be because in the context of roasting, that was Ebonics when I was talking to other folks. So it's like the context matters.
Roasting might be funny if you do it with proper English as well. I can't imagine what roasting would sound like.
Yo, you can. I have.
Roast
I do.
somebody
Yeah.
in proper
I
English.
roasted people in corporate in a language they can understand. Like, and it's funny, like when it start to bleed into it. Like I remember doing some. I did a presentation at work talking about this like piece of equipment. I was an equipment engineer. And I was giving all the benefits of the equipment. I was like, yeah, I could do this and could do that. It's versatile. I remember I heard myself say, like the way I said it is like versatile. And I think like it would have been like versatile. Like if you were speaking about, I was like, it's versatile. Like I remember because we recorded the presentation and then they presented it.
Yeah.
And then I heard that, I was like, damn. That slipped out. That one slipped out for sure. But I mean, I think that's how I would have always said it. But I didn't realize how it sounded until I was like, damn, you really from Atlanta? Like I didn't really realize until I heard it back. But like stuff like that would happen all the time.
I'm trying to think. So my aunt, I remember the first time I really like heard code switching happen. I was a kid, and my aunt, African woman, who works in corporate, I think she came to the U.S. when she was like in like middle school or whatever. It was crazy, bruh. She went from like talking to the family, raw, strong Liberian accent. The phone rang, and my aunt picked up the phone. Hello, this is. I was like,
that's
exactly how. Who are you?
Yeah,
I was like, bro, that's crazy. How you switch like that?
People switch up like on a drop of a hat. Like people just completely different person. Like who the hell am I talking to right now?
Dog.
Like it's insane.
My mom would try, bless her. She couldn't really switch all the way over.
Bless her heart. She gave it the best
She
shot.
tried. She did her best. It never really quite worked out. Because I think that's like her own, because she never wanted to be in America like that long anyway. She wanted to go back to Liberia. For that was her own little defiance. Like, I'm not finna all the way switch. It's not happening.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's a lot of nuances to it. Like I said, it's all about the communication. And then, like, your career. Because I know, back to the context thing, like, when I learned commercial real estate and finance, all of that is more on the proper side. So if I'm speaking, like, the way I talk now versus if I'm talking about, like, commercial real estate, finance, private equity, capital stats, like, it is incredibly proper because one is just a whole bunch of jargon. It's a whole bunch of like terminology that's very specific to the industry, and two, the context that I learned it was all very professional. It's like all very professional. So when I speak about that, like that's probably the most proper I speak. I still throw a little bit of something and put a little seasoning on it, but it took some years to really get comfortable enough talking about it to where I'm not regurgitating information or reciting stuff that I know to where like now I genuinely know this information and now I can talk about it with just a lot more just flavors just because I know it now.
And that's what I like when we're able to have the conversations and use the vocabulary with our own voice. Like I don't have an accent naturally, but you do. You have the East Atlanta accent, and it is very strong.
Hey, Tom, that nigga.
But so like you walk up to somebody, you start talking business, and you have your accent, and they initially might be like, whatever, but then you start dropping words and dropping out. It's like, oh, he knows what he's talking about. Let me pay attention. Yes.
Yeah.
Just 'cause I don't talk like you, just 'cause I don't sound like you, I know more than you.
Yeah.
I like that. That's dope.
And then like there's code switching not just in how you talk, but also like in
how you move.
How you move, how you dress as well. And I think that there's a fine line there to where there's a fine line between like, all right, this is code switching versus this is just professional decorum and making sure you match the setting. So there you gotta. There's some nuances there. Like just because somebody tell you something's inappropriate to wear, that don't mean they're trying to make you less than who you are. This is just not the setting for that.
Yeah.
So it's like, so you gotta know, when which is right,
That's true.
And there's always gonna be some kind of subjectivity with that.
That's true. Like even I always struggle. This is one thing I do struggle with: shaking hands and dapping people up.
If it's black, you gonna do the dap up.
Yeah, but even I realize even some black dudes when I will go for the regular dap up, they get like they don't know what to do, and I'm like, damn, was I wrong or were you wrong? Who's been more indoctrinated in what way? Because for some people I realize they do it like older dudes. If I go to try to dap them up, if I've just met them. It's like it's off-putting to them at first because it's like we don't know each other yet. Like the initial one, I guess they want a formal handshake, and then after that, because I noticed I've tried it before. Like if I meet you on the first time, I'll shake hands formally, and then at the end of that meeting,
it's a dap up.
It changes, and I'm like, oh, okay, I see. And then when I'm doing business with white people, I've dapped up white people before, and I've seen them be uncomfortable with it, and I'm like, I'm gonna do it anyway. But then I also realize sometimes when I do it, it makes them feel comfortable. Like, oh, he's cool with me.
Yeah, then they go with their cookout invite.
Yeah.
No, the handshake, that's a good one. Yeah. Okay. Is there anything else on the good?
You be coming up with random good questions and thought topics for us to be talking about on the topic.
She ain't got nothing. I looked. She was like, she was searching.
Yeah. Yesterday she was like, what about this and that? You should talk about this and that.
Yeah, because she had a lot of. Yeah.
You should have hopped in.
Nah, she wasn't that engaged. Yeah, but nah, it was a good conversation. Something to think about.
Audience folk, do y'all code switch? Would you code switch? Why don't you code switch? Why do you code switch? How many switches do you have?
Wait, you got to be careful with that question.
Okay.
You got to be.
It's the internet.
I'm saying this Atlanta. Switches is a whole different thing.
Okay. Oh, true.
Yeah.
My bad. We're not talking about any.
Yeah, we're not talking about.
We're not talking about what's it called? They call them sticks as well.
Are you code switching right now?
The youngins call them sticks. I think I've heard them called
sticks as well.
What's the other terminologies they use?
Sticks, chopper. I mean, there's so many words. Extendo.
Oh, well, yep. Let's not hurt the views here. What is happening?
Yeah.
Where was I going with that? Oh yeah.
Let us know in the comments.
Let us know in the
if
comments how
what
you feel about the topic of today.
Yeah. Give us your version. Do you code switch? Do you not code switch? Or is it okay in general? We just want to know. Argue amongst yourselves in the comments.
Please argue in the comments. It's fun. I get a kick out of it. Makes me happy.
All right. This has been another beautiful episode. Thank you guys for joining us today. We appreciate you.
Guys and gals, bro. We have to be inclusive. It's the internet. They're going to cancel us, bro.
Thank you, everybody. I was going to say something that was going to surely get us canceled. So thank you to all of our viewers.
To everybody.
There.
That's not code switching. Thank you to everybody, and thank you to everybody.
Everybody. You from Maryland. Y'all don't say that.
I lived in Atlanta for dang near 20 years, bro.
Dang near. All right. Peace, y'all.
Wow.
Peace.